What's up, fam? It's your man Disco. Welcome to the T and Henny Show. You got my man, my right hand over here.
Right, we back. This is Derek.
My
Welcome back,
man
everybody.
Dirk. What's up, y'all? The lovely Lex, she's still down, man. She's still out for the count. She's still not feeling well. We wishing her well wishes. Hope she gets better soon. Kind of miss her smart mouth around here.
Yeah,
Oh, damn, I got too much
get
going
better
on there.
soon.
I'm sorry, I had too much going on back here. Tonight, y'all, we got a kind of a touchy topic here. Kind of not one that everybody wants to talk about, but it should be spoken by everyone. People seem to duck it. Still can't figure out why. But talking about domestic violence, man. Domestic violence. When does it stop? Everybody's locked in the house, locked up under each other. Some people not feeling each other, It's been a high, it's been an increase in calls for domestic abuse, domestic violence, man, and it's kind of a sad situation. People can't get along with each other. Some of those people who haven't been getting along are now stuck in the house with each other for a while. What's your thoughts on that, bro?
It's something that we don't think about. Like, we know about domestic violence, but while we're in quarantine, we worrying about toilet paper and the kids being at home, but we don't think about there's a lot of people that are going through domestic violence anyway, and now it's heightened because those things that people used to do to that, like their vices and things that kind of had them a little cooler when they're away from the home, they're at home now. And so it increases because you can't go anywhere. It's like you're stuck in a box and you can't release that tension and that stress that you should be trying to figure out anyway. And now you're bringing it home and it just gets worse. And it's going on while we in here watching Netflix. Somebody, we talking about what's a good show to watch. And there's somebody in their house getting,
catching that right hook.
Yeah.
Real talk. I mean, it ain't no other way to say it. They catching that right hook. Let me put this up real quick so let's define domestic violence, man. Domestic violence is not physical violence alone. That's a great, it's a large misconception, man. People think domestic violence is always hitting and kicking and scratching. No, it's not always it. Mental abuse as well. But domestic violence is any behavior for the purpose of which is to gain power and control over a spouse, partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, or intimate family member. Any behavior, man. So that could be belittling them. That can be financial control. I see that a lot, man. People, the male the aggressor will keep finances on the low at a minimum for this person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And fears that this person might come up and be able to lead them. So that's one of the worst ones, man. Demeaning this person, telling you ain't nothing. You're less than nothing. Nobody wants you. You ain't gonna do better than me. Those are some controlling tactics that oftentimes work, and they're more harmful, in my opinion, than the abuse is sometimes. The physical abuse.
Yeah. Because you when you hear something enough, and sometimes we think we're stronger than we really are, and you hear it enough, you start to believe it. You start to believe it's true. You start to believe you're not good enough, and then that person that's making you feel like that, in their own way, they gain power over you. And once they are used to that power, you try to look back, you're going down.
Yeah, it's a done deal, man. It's a done deal. So what are some ways you think that you can recognize when someone is doing this? When it's starting?
I always say, when you start to realize that the way that the person is talking to you is affecting your happiness, right. It's affecting how you feel every day. Instead of them making you feel better and supporting you, they're making you feel worse.
Right.
And then you get to a point where you might have complained about it a few times, and then you start getting used. When you start getting used to something, you become numb, and you think because you're in love and y'all got kids, he didn't really mean it. You saying all this stuff in your head.
Right.
And it's inside you crumbling. And once you get to a point where you have nothing left on the inside, then they've won. because
Oh,
now
man.
they can do what they want, and you don't have enough of yourself left to fight back, and
My
you
man.
go years.
I had a let me see if I can find this.
Put
correct
that
stat for
link. Put that link up too. Somebody wants to come in.
Yeah, I see Marsha want to come in. All right, let me get her in there. Real quick, let me find this one. Here's one. Filled with criticism. Nonstop barrage of criticism never helped anyone improve. It's not about making things better, but boosting the critic's ego. That's not the one I wanted to see. Where is it? Here's one. Can't do anything right. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is kind of piggybacking off the show we had yesterday. Toxic relationships. If you cannot do anything right, maybe the relationship is all wrong. That's if this person is making you feel like you can't do anything right. I mean, he's doing it for a purpose. He's doing it for a reason.
Yeah, and it's like well, somebody you got to think about it like this, and that's why I always tell people before you even start dealing with these jokers, you got to love yourself before you even enter into the relationship, and you got to maintain that love for yourself. The people that tend to fall a victim to this most of the time are those super nurturing, super givers, super pleasers.
Right.
And I want to make sure everybody else is good before I think about myself. Then that person who knows you knows that you're so much of a giver that they can tell you, because you're working so hard to please them, they're going to tell you that they're not pleased. I don't think you're doing that right. And you're going to be like, oh man, what can I do to make everything right? And you're going to try so hard to please that person that's making you feel like crap, that you fall into that cycle, and you start to believe it after a while.
Absolutely. And it's sad that you know what, Dirk, man, what I've noticed through training and just experience, a lot of victims don't realize they're victims, man.
Nope.
They don't realize they're victims. They think that's natural. They think that it's okay. They think that the abuser is supposed to hit them. You know, the abuser is supposed to talk to them that way, that they're not supposed to have a certain amount of money in their bank account. You know, that they have to, you know what, I encourage people, man. I play it, doing what? I joke around a lot, man, on social media and in real life. I play a lot, but I honestly believe in having separate bank accounts, man. Especially I believe is very important for a female to have a separate bank account. Because let's be real about this. Everybody, men and women, can be victims of domestic violence, but the predominant aggressor is men. You know?
Yep.
It is.
Yep.
So females are, statistically speaking, the higher what's the word I'm looking for, man? I can't think the name. I'm sorry. The higher demographic of victims in domestic violence. So they should have separate bank accounts, man. Have an emergency fund somewhere. You know, if you're not being given money, if you're on allowance or something, he's not giving you money, take $10 of that and put it up. You know, every time you get it, take $10 of that. That adds up over time. Put it to the side or give it to a friend that you trust. You're gonna need an emergency fund, man, to get up out of there.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm sorry, bro. There's where are those Jesus like perfect people at? Hey, I'm about to get you in right now. And I'm gonna put the link up. I had to back out and come back in. I'm sorry. We'll have some technical difficulties here.
Yeah, you better hurry up before she come for you, man.
Yeah, man. Let me boom. There it is. It's up. All right. You can leave me alone now.
Reggie's comment is important too.
I'm about to click where Reggie at. Here we go. My man Reggie says sometimes it's a cycle they are used to, either seeing it from growing up and they think it's the norm. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I was on one of the when I was doing my research again today, one of the statistics. Damn, I can't say that word. Statistics that I read. it was saying that domestic violence is a learned behavior. It has nothing to do with mental illness, those type of things. It's a learned behavior. It's something we learned at home. I believe that, man. If you're constantly seeing that growing up or in your household, you're going to project that in the future. It's going to embed it within you. A lot of things that's going on now, man, it starts at home, bro. It starts at home. That's all the way down to where our kids are acting these days. It starts at home. So what did you do?
That's you know, when that stuff goes that deep, like it came from your childhood, there's got to be a point where you might need to talk to somebody about that, because that stuff runs deep. just even to learn behavior. You know, sometimes it's traumatic behavior. You see this behavior growing up, and then without even knowing, subconsciously, you're choosing the same type of people. And people don't realize even something like people who are less like really jealous, right. That's a traumatic response. Jealousy is a traumatic response. You may not, you may feel like, oh, they just jealous, or you'll say, you know, I'm a jealous type of person, but you got to ask yourself why. Where's that come from? That you got to be off the chain like that? Something must have happened to you to make you feel like you got to be like that all the time. And right. And the same thing with you know, people that are physical and mental abusers. There's something in you that feels like that's necessary.
My man, I want to put this number up here, then I'm gonna bring this beautiful young lady on. National Domestic Violence Hotline, y'all. 1-800-799-7233. 1-800-799. Where'd she go? 7233. Now she asked to come up on here, and then she just rolled out. Where did you go? She disappeared on us. All right, my man Johnny Number says, when are we going to separate someone who invites people to fight and abuse? It's a lot of people who claim abuse, but they are the violent. I'm assuming they are the violent ones. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and you know, some women. Well, I'm sorry, some victims. They antagonize, they instigate, they started. I've seen. Oh, she's back. I've seen it. It happens.
Hello?
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Hello.
Hey, there you
Hello.
go.
Am I on the show now? Yes.
welcome.
Look. Hey, how are you?
Hey.
Now, I have a couple of things to say.
Go ahead. Take your time.
I've been listening to the broadcast.
But thank you.
But the thing is, when it comes down to women, yes, you have some women that they don't have anywhere else to go. Right. You know, look. Ooh, I need to throw my hat on or something.
Oh gosh, come on,
stop it.
Look. No. Just from a standpoint of being there, working the streets, and being in, you know, sex crimes and all the other stuff. I've had women that have been abused by their husbands. You know, so it's kind of like, you know what? When I get to the house and it's like, my husband raped me. I'm like, your husband raped you? It's like, okay, I've taken plenty of men to jail for that. And it's like, when it comes to domestic violence, it's like you get there, it's like you see all the signs, but sometimes women are scared to say things because they don't have anywhere else to go.
Now, so hold that point real quick. Now, I'm gonna ask you something on that. The spousal rape, is that a thing?
Oh, definitely.
Because a lot of people, I've heard people say, man, I can't rape my wife. That's my wife. You can't rape her.
I put plenty of people in jail for that. And okay. No, seriously, I put plenty of people in jail for that, because when a man comes home and he's drunk and, you know, it's like you forced it. When the lady said, I pulled my panties off and I threw them in the trash and they were bloody because he sodomized her. Yeah. You going to jail.
Yeah, absolutely.
You going to jail. You know, so it's like, okay, there's, you know, yeah, you have consensual, but it's like, yeah, that's my husband. But if he comes home in a drunken rage and tries to take it, yeah, there's a problem.
But here's the flip side to that, because we all know that it can only be used a certain amount of times. But we all know the spouse doesn't necessarily have to testify against the other spouse.
Oh, look, I've been there. No? I've been there. Been there. Look, right. I put my husband out there. Look, he didn't call the look. I'm putting all my business out there online.
You ain't got to put that out there for the world to hear.
no, I'm gonna put it. Look, I'm gonna put it out there. So yes, I was a police officer, and you know, we had our differences, and so when it got to the point where he put his hands on me, and I had to get my service weapon. Actually, no, I got the taser, and I look. Look, I got the taser, and I just zapped it a couple of times.
You're terrible.
And he backed up, but he was just like, "You gonna hit me with that?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" But when I got drug around the house because we were having difficulties, and you know, okay, I cheated on my husband. it is what it is. And when he found out, he didn't like that shit. That shit don't feel good when it happens to you, right?
Oh gosh, we're gonna have
So,
this in a whole nother show. Go ahead.
no. This
No,
has
it's okay. Go ahead.
this has to do with domestic violence.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
So he put his hands on me, and I didn't do anything. I didn't fight, but he made sure he let me know that I ripped his favorite shirt, because when he pushed me and I grabbed his shirt, he told me I busted all them buttons on his favorite shirt. But anyway, make a long story short, I ended up calling the sheriff's office that I worked for, and it was so embarrassing because I have the whole department at my house.
Right.
This is my husband.
Right.
And you're talking about you're taking my husband to jail, this, that, and the other. And then when I'm trying to explain, they're like, do you want to go to jail with him? Then you better shut up.
Right. But let me ask you this. Now, why were you trying to save him at that point? Like, what? He did what he did. You had to call. Why were you trying to save him? What about him?
At that time, it was like, that was my husband. It was like he was my husband. And it's like,
then why did you call? Because I see this so often. I
called because, look, one of us was going to, we were going to be in the morgue the next day.
Okay, so you called for assistance. And
I called for assistance for them to all I wanted them to do was, hey, make his ass go to a hotel for the night. I don't care.
Okay.
But they took his ass to jail.
Absolutely.
And rightfully so. Rightfully so. But I was like, okay, well, that's my husband. That's my husband. And I go to all, I used to go to all these calls. I had people that I would go to their house on a regular. And I'm like, really? What?
Right. Now the shoe's on the other foot. Now the shoe's on the other foot.
Right.
And now you see why you're always getting repeat calls there, or because I go to calls they don't want anything done to the other person. I'm like, well, damn, what you call for?
Look, it took that one time with my husband. Took that one time, and then, but it's like, so I can look at for some women, not in my case, for some women, it's like the man is the breadwinner. He's taking care of the family. So if he's taking care of the household, I can't put him in jail because my lights aren't going to be paid, or I can't. So it's like, okay, all right. So I see that standpoint, but at the same point, it's like, okay, when there's kids involved,
right,
get your ass up out of there, because there's all kinds of services you can go to. All kinds of services for women with children, battered, whatever. Will it be living in, luxury? Maybe not. But to save your ass, because that next time you may not be able to make that phone call to say, I need help. But it's like, okay, you call, like you said, what am I here for? Because we come here every week over the same bullshit.
But let me ask you a question. You're a female, and you've been on both sides of it, the law side and the victim side of it. What advice can you give of someone that may be watching right now, listening, that wants to get out of the situation? How it's not easy.
There's resources.
Okay. Some of these resources I've seen personally. Some of these resources are just designed to get paid, man. They don't help. They get your name and number, and then keep them moving.
But there's a lot of resources. Like, for example, where I was in Florida, they asked me. They said, do you want to stay at the Quigley House, which is a house? This is a very nice house, mind you, but it's a house to house battered women and their children. So it's not like a shelter where you're like on a cot. It's a very nice house. But it was like, they were like, do you want to go to Quigley House? I was like, no, I got my house right here. Just, I'm going to work this out. So there's resources. There's resources as far as a woman, if you really and truly want to get out the situation, you can. and this is going to sound like, I'm on one side of the spectrum to another, but like, for example, I'm in California, a gangbanger. If you're a gangbanger, if you really and truly want to get out of the gang, you can. And they're like, no, once I've been jumped in, I'm in for life. Okay, move. Go to somewhere else where nobody knows you and start your life over.
But see, that thing is not. It's not always that easy for a female, well, a victim to just up and move. Where are they going to go? Where are they going to go? How are they going to get there? What funds are they going to have? What type of job are they going to have?
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something that my mom and dad told me. They told me when I got married. They said, "You know what, baby?" They said, "You're marrying this man. Hey, it's going to be the two of you. That's cool. But always make sure you have your own little slush fund just in case."
Right. And that's what I was just saying. But what about the people that don't have that? What can they do? It's everybody didn't have that mother and father to tell them that, You have some people living literally paycheck to paycheck.
Well, you know what? And you know what? Prime example. I had a girl, one of my friends, that her husband literally took her check every pay period.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, I said, you know what? I said, put $20 away. I said, you don't have to show all your cards at one time. Put $50 away. Put $20 away here and there. I said, because there's going to be a day that you may need to use that. And she listened to my advice, and she was like, hey, Elise, oh, no, I'm not Elise. I'm Little Miss Deputy. But she was like, hey, Elise, I listened to you, and you said, hey, put some money away. I said, yes, I think even though a married couple, yes, you're together, you still need to have your own little slush fund for the just in case moments. And it's not, and it's not necessarily the just in case moments of, hey, I'm gonna get my ass beat or whatever. Look at Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie was abused. Look at Al Green. Al Green. Look, which
that's
one?
A whole
which one
different. These youngers don't know about that one, but that's a whole different.
But wait, look.
Al Green wasn't that situation. I ain't getting to that. Go ahead.
Wait. Which one of them got hot grits thrown on them?
Al Green. That's a whole different situation.
But I'm just saying, men get abused too.
Absolutely.
And the thing with men is, it's an ego thing. Men will not call and say, hey, my wife is abusing me, because it's an ego thing.
You're right.
It's an ego thing.
But it's easier for a man to get away than it is a female, I believe.
As far as what?
To get out of an abusive situation.
Look, they can go hold a sign up anywhere, and some woman's going to take care of them. That's just my
right. That's what
opinion.
I'm saying. It's easier for a man to get out of a situation than it is a female.
It's very easy for a man to get out of a situation, but my thing is that men get abused too, and a lot of times, for example, men get abused, whether it's physical or whatever. You have some men that have been abused as little boys, and it carries over.
Absolutely.
So.
And that's why I say it's a learned behavior. It's one of those things.
It is. It's a learned behavior, and now I might be going off topic because we're talking about abuse here, but I had people that it's like, okay, well, they were abused as a little boy, and now they're abusing little boys. So I'm very particular. My son doesn't spend a night at nobody's house because that's just how I am. I don't know what these people. No, my child.
I get it.
Yeah, he's not spending the night at anybody's house because I've had family members abuse other family members, and
absolutely.
So no, cousin Mikey or cousin no,
yeah, absolutely.
No,
and people's abuse are projected. Their trauma is projected differently. They're
right.
Trauma doesn't always
Right.
come out the same way it was given. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
And the thing with our community, and I know that you're broadcasting wide, but within the Black community, it's rarely reported. So when it comes to boys being abused, men being abused, it's not often that the Black community will call the police and say, "Hey, I've been abused." They don't.
my man Johnny says men are abused more than women. Women are just as mentally and physically abusive as women. Women, females, man.
Yeah,
A lot of females y'all got some mouths on y'all, man. Y'all know where to hit it.
We can.
Damn, bro, y'all know what to say.
I will take that. I will take that. I will take that. We can't say some shit. And can I say that?
Go ahead, you good.
It's too late now. You just said it like
I can't edit it out. You good?
No. Women, we do say some shit that may be hurtful, and it's like you don't realize it until after you said it.
Oh no, y'all know what y'all. No, I can't go with that one. No, I ain't going with that one.
Look,
y'all know exactly what you're saying. You know exactly why you said it. You know exactly what you're saying. You know exactly why you said it. Come on, man. Stop that.
All right, yeah, okay, you're right.
Stop that. It's not you ain't know until later.
No, I can't say that because when
you know what type of man you have. You know exactly what was going to say to trigger him. You know what's going to say to hurt him. Stop it.
Look, I don't care what situation it is, but if you call a man a bitch, it's over with.
It's over.
That's a wrap.
Exactly. So you know what to say and you know what not to say. You know why you said it. Exactly what I just said.
Right. Yeah. So when I called my husband a bitch, he drugged me around the house.
So you knew exactly what was going to happen when you said that. Listen, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not condoning what he did at all.
You're right.
I'm saying
you know what? I was wrong and he was wrong. But
So you just made my man Johnny's point for him. You just made his point that
because we do
hard and stuff.
Some women know how to. We know how to punch those buttons. We push them buttons.
And I don't understand why. Why do that? Help me understand why, please. Somebody out there help me understand why tonight.
Okay, so let me see.
Come on.
I think look. You get it from a woman's standpoint.
Okay, I need to hear.
If I know that something's gonna push your buttons, I may not look. That might be my secret power punch. I might hold that for last. But if I know that I can. If you've hurt me, punch after punch after punch, I might have to come out and use that.
I don't understand why. You still not answering why? Derek, help me understand, bro.
I'm trying over here.
Derek's sitting up here like, hey.
I'm sitting over here like,
because he ain't getting it.
No,
Johnny ain't getting it. Reggie ain't getting it. Nobody is getting it. Why do you feel that you need
why do it? Because if you pushed me and have you ever heard the term, and it may come out wrong, but when you keep pushing a sleeping bear, he's gonna wake up.
Right. So why keep doing it? So you saying are you being pushed first? Is that what you're saying?
I'm being pushed. I'm being pushed.
Then remove yourself from the situation. Remove yourself from the situation.
Okay. Okay. I'm done.
What?
I remove myself from the situation. So give me a situation.
No, what I'm saying is, if you're being pushed and pushed and pushed, and you're constantly being pushed, remove yourself from the situation.
It's not always that easy because, like I said, for some women, their husbands, their mates, whoever, may be the breadwinners, and they can't go anywhere.
Okay.
They don't have any family that they can go to and say, hey, for example, my situation, I was in Florida. All my family's in California. So it's not like I could just go to my mom's house for the night. So I had to stay there.
There it
Well,
is.
I went ahead and got me a hotel. So I ain't gonna lie. I went ahead and got me a hotel.
Here you go. All women know why and how to push a man's button. The reason why we do it is to hurt him with words, because a lot of times that's our only way to battle. If you got to do all that in a situation, man, what's the point, bro? I don't get it, man. I mean, you're right. We all have trigger words. We all have, like you said, you call a man a bitch, it's on. That's not mine ain't trigger. My trigger word in the relationship isn't bitch. I'm not gonna say what it is on here because somebody's gonna try to use that against me later. But
tell me.
No, I'm not telling you. No, I'm not saying that word. I'm not even gonna put that out there because I know me and what that does to me. So I'm not even gonna say what that word is. But why use it though? Why do that?
Yeah,
and I see what she says. Go ahead.
No, it's like for me, I'm not in a position of knowing what it feels like to be abused like that. But when you use those triggers that you know is going to send them over the edge, you're now teasing an escalation to happen, right? Like you know that that's going to make it escalate while you're in. Let's say you're in the midst of being abused. You want to fight back by using the thing that you know that's going to make it get worse.
But my thing is, if you've hurt me. You've said some hurtful shit.
Roll out.
Huh?
Roll out. No, matter of fact, no. Don't even roll out. You know what you do? Derek, you know what you do, right? You know what you do?
Get the fuck out.
That's what you do. He's saying all that, man, to hurt you and doing all that. What's the point?
But I did that. Disco Johnson.
Jackson woman. Come on now.
Look, I'll have my specs on. So you gonna make me throw my specs on because I can't see.
Go ahead, you good.
My thing is with my situation.
And
yes, I'm putting my specs on.
You good.
We all got them. Join the club.
Right. With my situation, it's like, okay, we lived in the same house. I had no family in Florida. He had no family in Florida. So it was like, okay, who's gonna leave? Who's gonna go where? It is what it is. And it got ugly. And when it stopped is when I saw that his son was peeking through the door like this, and I was like, okay, it is ugly, because I never think that kids should have to witness any of that.
Absolutely not. But you just kind of made my case that I was saying earlier. So you said you had no family there. He didn't have any family. There's resources. You said that earlier. There's resources. Why not use the resources?
Yeah, but there's resources. But at the same time, just like men have their ego, women, we well, I can't say all women, because for me, in my standpoint, what did it look like me going to the Quigley house, which is the safe haven for battered women,
right? When
I go and I take people to jail for that shit, and now here it is, I'm going there.
So your ego's in the way.
So ego. And that's the point I wanted to make. A lot of people stay because of what it looked like.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Instead of thinking about your safety and thinking about your kids' safety, you're like, well, what if I leave? Then people are going to think that I failed, or that we supposed to be this certain type of couple, and now look what happened, and then you sit in it.
Right. And like I said, a lot of women stay because they have nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go.
You said resources, and Erica, thank you for putting this up here. This is what I was saying earlier. Some of the resources.
What can I do for you?
What the hell? The hell was Siri talking about? I'm sorry. Some of the resources aren't as easy to retrieve as they appear. That's what I've been trying to say. It's not always easy to get resources.
There's resources out there. It's like, no, it's not as easy. There's resources. There's a shitload of resources.
Absolutely.
Look, the way I see it, Disco Jackson, is when your lights are about to be turned off and you can Google, hey, who can I call to let my lights stay on for one more month? It's as simple as that. It's simple. It's like women, it's like they're afraid to go out and find those resources because they don't want to admit that there's a problem.
Okay, I can go with that.
They don't want to admit there's a problem.
I can go with that.
So it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna stay for one more month because whatever. But you got your phone. There's all kinds of look, if you need to go to a library and Google, hey, battered women's resources, you'll pull up a shitload of shit. So it's like, if a woman really and truly wants to get out of it, she will pull those strings and she will do what she needs to do to get out of it. Or else, look, I'm gonna be on Snap. Look, I'm gonna be on the Oxygen channel because I ain't putting up with none of that bullshit.
Oh boy, we don't want to see you on the Oxygen channel and Snap.
Wait, what she say? But yeah, many have qualifications that victims don't meet.
Yeah, they do. That's true. I mean, it's they make it
no. If a man puts his hands on a woman, if a man is verbally abusive to a woman, there's so many resources. It's like you have to get out there and dig and find it because, yeah, a man is verbally abusive. Okay, no, he hasn't put his hands on me, but I'm called all kinds of bitches and sluts and you ain't shit and whatever. That's still abuse. Hold on, what's it say?
Rivio says there's so many resources for domestic violence. You know how many cases cases get dropped because the women don't show up to court, or if he beat his first 5 baby mothers, why would you get involved? Hey man, I'm still trying to figure that out, man. I've seen you knew. I'm not. You know what? I'm not even going. If I get into that right now, it'll seem as though I'm victim shaming.
But it's a lot of people out there that think that that's what love is. They think that that's what love looks like.
Look. We done all seen the Tina Turner story. Okay, I beat her ass. But it's about when it comes to the women. If you have, for me, I can't speak for all women.
Okay.
For me, when my child is involved, you know what? By all means, I'm gonna do what I need to do,
right?
And I'm gonna get out of there because I don't want my son to feel like, you know what, this is how women are supposed to be treated,
right?
Point blank. But at the same time, all women don't have anywhere else to go. But you know what? For me,
you good?
For me, if I was in an abusive relationship and I had a child, I would rather go to stay at a women's shelter or wherever in order to save myself and prevent my son from seeing that this is, this is not the norm. This is not the norm.
You're right, and I apologize for that. You're right, and that's I honestly believe, man. I'm not saying a person should stay. Absolutely not. But it's not always safe to leave. It's not always fitting to leave at that moment. I believe that an exit plan should be put in place, should be implemented. Get with some friends, get with the advocate, get with somebody. Try to figure out an exit plan, man. Write one out and start working on it. It might be a 10-day plan. It might be a 1-year plan. Start something.
Right.
It's not. It can't always be done immediately, but start something, man. Start a plan. You got to find a way out, or you're gonna end up dead. In most cases,
exactly.
Man.
Exactly.
And I think also too, a lot of those decisions of leaving and finding the resources require a clear head.
Absolutely.
And it requires you to have rational thinking. And I think a lot of people, when they're in it, that rationale and that logic goes out the window. We're talking about, family. I'm in love. I know they're not going to do it again. And my kids need a daddy. So we got to stay because I don't want them to be separated, while you getting your butt whooped. Right. And it's like, when you in that and you may not be financially able to do stuff, you're not thinking about resources. You're thinking about how am I going to pay rent somewhere
Yep.
And those resources could be sitting there, but your brain is all jacked up because you've been going through this for 2 years.
Absolutely. You need to clear mind. Erica says it takes trust in someone to leave when the one you're loving and trusting is abusing you. You're right, man. And I've said this before a million times, man. Be a friend, y'all. You got to be a friend, man. You got to stop saying, oh, she a dumb bitch, or she was stupid or retarded, or girl, why you keep going back? Because, man, they can't roll out. Their mind is gone. Right. Their mind is locked, man. You got to be that friend. You know what? And I get it. You get tired of hearing the same old thing over and over and over from this person. You do. But that one time they come into you, maybe that one time they really, really ready to leave. Some people try. You know what? I'm gonna be. I can't. I wish I could remember where. It was one of my trainers or something, and they said a person attempts to leave 11 times.
Right.
Even before they try it, before they do it. You know, they thought about it and tried to 11 times before they even tried. Before they did it the first time.
But then you also
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm done. Go ahead.
But you also have to think about when these women, men, they leave and they go to, let's say, a friend's house. How long is this friend going to put up with you staying there for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months? You know?
Right.
You know, they don't understand that, you know, hey, I got to get myself together. I got to get myself back on my feet, you know? So it's like, if this man has been controlling all of the money, and so I come to my homegirl and it's, huh?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, my phone tripping.
So if I go to my homegirl, I'm like, look, you know, I've been being beaten, you know, I just need to get myself together. How long are they willing to deal with me being there 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks before they say, look, you know, you got to go?
You're right. That's something that they need to face. They need to realize and think. Also, they need to understand what type of position they're putting the other person in. You know,
right.
what position they're putting their friend in.
Right.
I get that. Someone made a comment.
Look, I got 2 week. I got 2 week limit. Let me stop.
A 2 week limit of what?
I got 2 week limit. You got 2 weeks at my house, and after that, look, we call all kinds of women's shelter, wherever you need to go. 2 weeks, because 2 women cannot stay in the same house together.
Got comments flying all over the place.
They do, man. I got a comment, and I posted this in another group, one of the groups I'm in. So the comments won't be seen on the regular feed that y'all see. But Gertrude says you guys need to be more encouraging, because like most people who have not worn these women's shoes, you sound like you're bashing the women who stay. Being a woman hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
Being a woman who was abused for many years before I left, I know how it feels. If you don't know the fear, you can't know. It's not always easy to leave. Gertrude, I know you don't know me. You don't know me from Adam. But everybody in here on this feed right now knows me and know my fight for domestic violence. You see this this backdrop I got? The one right here. Boom, right here. That's a movie I did. A Coward's Dream. My first movie. I write and direct, do all of that. That's a movie I did. Domestic violence film. All right. That's how I got into all of this. From that, my sister was murdered by her child's father. That's how I got into domestic violence. I'm not bashing anyone. What I'm trying to do is open eyes and bring up situations. I'm trying to have a dialogue of how, and help get people thinking of how can we, you know, help these people understand what type of situation they're in and how to remove themselves from it. It's nobody's bashing anybody. I understand the pain that they're going through, but sometimes you have to have a dialogue to get to the core root of the problem and to get to a solution. Solutions just ain't gonna just pop up. You know, you got to have a dialogue about it. And during dialogues, you got to have the negative and the positive. Sometimes you have to highlight the negative to get to the positive. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It is what it is. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly. But it's like, as somebody that was in law enforcement, it was embarrassing for me to call the sheriff's office to say I'm being abused.
Right.
You know, that was embarrassing. So yeah, I took that cowardly way out, and it got to we drawn down on each other before it came down. No, seriously. It got down to where me and him, we were pulling pistols out on each other. And it was like,
Right.
okay, look,
Let
I'm
me
not
read this
gonna
comment.
be
Let me read this one because this is one that bothers me to the core, and I have an issue with it. She said, Erica says, I've had clients that withdrew orders because the church told them not to leave and go to counseling with the church.
that's true too.
Man, are you
That's
crazy?
true too. That's true
Really?
too. Because
I don't. Why is the church? I don't understand. Man,
Look,
look, I have my
Disco
issues with
Jackson.
these churches. That's a whole different topic.
Disco Jackson.
Go ahead. That's crazy.
I went to the church and the church told me that is your husband. And basically pray about it. And, I'm like, are you serious?
Not one time did they say,
Wow.
"Here, take this money. We're gonna put you up somewhere for a month to get you help."
Oh,
Did they?
oh no, but they took my tithes every month. They
Man,
took my
I'm not
tithes
even-
and my offering.
I'm not even
And we-
gonna get into
look,
that tonight.
We ain't gonna get on to that.
Nah, that's a
but-
whole different topic. I'm about to. I
when
got
I
people.
when I told them, look, I'm being harmed at home, nobody opened up their doors from the church to say, you know what, you come stay here.
And they're not going to.
Nope. The church. Look, we ain't gonna get into this.
Nah,
but
we
the
ain't gonna
church
do
is a business.
Absolutely, it's a business, and
It's a
they in the business to stay in the business.
Exactly, it's a business. So
I'm gonna leave that one alone. But that's that. I don't look. If somebody's telling you to stay in a situation where you're not feeling safe and your kids are not safe,
Nope.
nah, bro, you got to go. Don't stay there because of that. Trying to talk it out. Dude, I'm not saying just walk away from your relationship, but if you're being abused, you got to go. It's not going to get better. It will not.
right.
It may
And
appear.
Right.
Go ahead.
At the end of the day, you can do both, right? You can leave and get guidance from an outside party, whether it's church
That's
or
true.
somewhere else. You can
That's
do
true.
both.
That's true.
You're right. You
That's
can.
true.
But I wouldn't suggest staying there. From my professional opinion, I wouldn't suggest staying in the spot because your church said it, man.
Oh no,
Church
hell
says
no.
Because people are guided by their faith. Okay, I get
Hell
that.
no.
But if your faith will have you with the person that should be equally yoked with, we had a conversation about this the other day, that you're equally yoked with, right? So if it's that strong, why is this person doing that to you? Why are you going through this? You shouldn't be.
And you know what? It's like culturally, because I've had the pleasure of working in 3 different countries.
Uh-huh.
And I would see stuff that would go on in these different countries. And it's like, oh no, that would not be tolerated in the States,
Yeah, right.
But it's kind of like women, we're taught to be submissive. We're taught to be submissive.
Right.
And then, okay, look, you may get Keisha that gonna say something every now and then that that isn't gonna be, what you want to hear.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, you know what? As a wife, my personal opinion,
Go ahead.
I'm submissive to my husband, whoever my mate is, but at the same time, you don't have to put your hands on me.
Absolutely. And you just said it. You was in different countries. I believe it's a cultural thing as well.
It's very
people,
cultural.
It's
It's
a
cultural.
cultural thing. So what
It's
we're
cultural.
saying right here wouldn't, man, honestly, what we're saying, it wouldn't fly in maybe an Eastern country somewhere. It
no.
wouldn't,
Look, Disco Jackson.
Yes, man.
Do you know? Look, this is totally off topic, but they are ready to cane my ass because I brought liquor into a country.
See, you got it's different cultures, man. Different cultures do different things.
Look, they were about to cane my ass because I bought liquor into the country and I had on capri pants that was showing.
Yeah, you right. See, you ready to go. See, some places will have some places you can have 4 or 5 wives. I'm trying to move there though, for real. But it's you can do that some places, man.
You can have 4 or 5 wives, but Disco Jackson.
Yes,
There's
ma'am.
stipulations to that. You can't have 4 or 5 wives, but you have to be able to treat them all equally.
Oh, well, I would equally. You know what? Let me shut up. They were all equally
that's
get
another show.
Look.
Hey.
I know that.
Go ahead. Erica says, how do you get the male victims to get help?
With men, it's an ego thing. Like I said earlier, it's an ego thing. Sunshine Bobo.
Yes.
Are you abusing your man, girl? No, but
Nah,
no.
she will whoop a dude ass, so I give her that. Go
If
ahead.
a man needs to get help, it's an ego thing. Men aren't going to reach out and say, "Look, I'm being." Prime example. My brother, and this is not physical abuse, but my brother was sexually abused, and he didn't come out until like he was like 20 something years old to say this happened to me. It's
Right.
like, why? And he was like, at least, what do I look like going down to the police station saying I'm a man and this happened to me? You know,
I get it.
so
I get it.
it's an ego thing. It's an ego thing. They don't think that it's easily um
Accept it. I get it. I've had men come report it to me though. I've honestly had it, and I've explained to them how to get help, and that is okay. And I'm glad you come. No, I had
right.
it's few and far in between, but I've had
Okay,
it. I've
but
actually had it.
Disco Jackson,
Yes, ma'am.
how many black men have done this?
That's what I'm talking about. It's been where I work, it's been black men.
It's unfortunate because our culture and our society stigmatizes black men opening up about anything, whether it's mental health, whether it's abuse or anything like that. And it's difficult because it's not just you saying something's happening to me, but it's how people that you love are going to perceive you, how
exactly
people around you are going to perceive you. And that lasts longer than your report, right? Because once you make the report and you try to do whatever you got to do, those people that's around you are going to still be there saying, what the hell, why did you do that? What's wrong with you?
Right.
And
Reggie says, if a man came out and say they was abused, most people won't believe them. You're right, bro. I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right. And it's sad that it's that way, but it's because, and I believe that's because a lot of men don't come out and say it.
Right.
Erica says, well, Miss Sunshine Bobo says, I'm a DV advocate. I have many male victims, but they wait until things get extreme or they're apologetic that they're in my office. Yeah, it's true. That's about the time. That's when dude came in and it had got extreme, man. And he was pretty much fed up. He was afraid that she was going to actually try to stab him or kill him or something. So that's why he came up to the station. And I talked to him and broke it down to him, explained to him how to handle it, what to do, and that he didn't have to go through this. He was a victim. But it's again, it goes back to the ego. It goes back to our upbringing. Men are supposed to be strong, we tough, we don't cry, we take a lick and keep on going. That's the type of upbringing that we had. And no, a female punking you, come on, man, that's unheard of. How his boys gonna feel? It's all about the image in society of why the men aren't reporting it. And it's a lot of men, we do not go ask for help. Again, I've only seen a couple of cases where they come and ask for help, but I've seen many of cases when they're actually the ones being abused. Right. Johnny says, well, they are considered weak. Most of the abuse a man deals with the abuse because they are taught to deal with it. They're taught to deal with things. Absolutely.
Yep.
Right. So why would it be frowned upon if your male friends tell your boys about it? I don't know. I wouldn't frown upon some person, but it's just that it's just society, because I know better. I know better, so it's not necessarily something I do.
You know better.
I know better. So I wouldn't do that, man. I would direct them the right way to do it. Tell them. I've told people, man, look, you ain't got to take that, man. I've seen family members go through it. Like, bro, you ain't got stop that. You leave her alone, man. She ain't right. You can see what that person is unhappy within themselves, man, and then they're taking that anger out on the male. Because I also believe that a female knows what type of dude they have. You know what type of partner you have. So if you have a partner that, you know what, I ain't gonna say all that. That's too much. That's for nothing. But you know what type of partner I have. You know what you can say and what you can't say, and who you can say it to, who you can't say it to. You know who will punch you in the face and who won't. I'm gonna leave it at that. You know.
But you have certain women that's all they attract. That's what they like.
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We was just talking about that. Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's what they like.
You have some women that like that's what they like.
Yeah, that and it's sad, but that's exactly what they like. That's what Johnny was leading to earlier. Some of them started purposely Some of them feel like you don't even love them if you don't do certain things. You know,
Right.
Kanita says it takes years to walk away. You tend to have someone make you feel less than you are, and honestly, family and friends will whisper but never actually help.
Yep.
Why is that? Though?
Sure.
Why isn't that family and friend helping? It goes back to what I said earlier. Maybe they're just tired of hearing the same old thing over and over and over again.
Over and over and over.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and they feel like and it
You're
feels like
a
they're not
broken
going to.
record. It's like you're a broken record. You keep saying the same shit, and they keep giving you the advice, but you keep going back
Over and over again. People get
over
tired.
and
People
over.
get tired. Rightfully so. People get tired. Rightfully so. But
Mhm.
that's when you have to do it. You know what you need to do to get up out of there.
Right.
You need to take the steps, take the planning, the preparation, so you can.
Whatever that was about, but okay.
That's what you got to do. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm just having fun. They feel like you go back again, right, Anika? That's one of the reasons they feel like you would go back again. Yeah, they you
Exactly.
over and over. It's repetitive, you know.
Yeah.
It was exactly. So it's like, it's like you keep getting your homegirl that keeps coming over with the same shit, and it's like you try to tell her, but she keeps going back to the man, and then after that man's done, she finds the same kind of man, and it's like
that's the
we
same
tired.
type. The same.
Yeah.
They go back to the same type. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out why that one is, man. I don't. Why they the same type, man? They will go
The
right
same
back.
type of man.
They go.
It's like, okay, really?
I'm having to
You
make
can
that
have a good dude. You can have a good dude that has a good job. Look, has A1 credit,
Mm,
but you want old boy that just got released out of prison and beating his woman. Look, I don't care. Look, can I say this on
hold on, listen.
air?
Go ahead. You
Can I
brought
say
this
this
up.
on air?
Go ahead, say it. Because I want to
Dick
get.
don't pay no bills.
Oh.
Dick don't pay no bills.
But you know what? I want to lighten this topic up real quick. You just said have A1 credit. Why does what a man's credit matter? Let's segue into what I'm going to get to later.
Look.
Why does it matter? Why
Look.
does my credit matter why does it matter to you? I ain't buying you shit. Why do it matter?
Look, the way I said, look. Hey, I gotta turn my phone back on.
Hey, turn that back on. 'Cause I need this.
Can you guys see me? Can you guys see me?
You froze up.
I can't see you.
Oh, that damn Boost Mobile. Come on now.
You got to hit refresh
Oh,
on the
I have-
browser.
look,
and come back in.
Look, I have an 800 plus credit score. I don't have no Boost Mobile, baby. Let me
I don't-
tell you that
listen.
right now.
Oh, she's
Listen.
back now.
But listen,
I'm back.
why does my credit matter? If we going into a relationship, why does it matter?
Because you know what? If we're trying to build together,
Okay.
and you have a
Women ain't
credit
building
score,
together no more. Did you not read my post earlier?
Oh, you
Go
did
ahead.
do that post today.
Yeah, women ain't. I'm glad you said that. Women ain't building together no more. They want me to automatically come in with everything. But go ahead.
No, not me. Not me.
Okay, go ahead.
Look,
So why does my
you
credit matter?
run into the wrong ones because if your credit is
Boom.
shot
Mhm.
and my credit, like I said, I have A1 credit. I don't have a problem helping you get your shit together, but we have to build together. So I can help you get your shit together, but you know what? If you come in and you looking raggedy as hell, and your Capital One, your Capital One credit card, you 6 months behind in, and I'm like, all right. At this stage of the game, I'm 43.
Listen, you still ain't answer it. Why does my credit matter? Why does it matter if my credit score is 20 or 898?
Look.
Why do it matter? If I'm a good dude, if I got everything I need, if I'm going to treat you right, if I meet all your qualifications physically, spiritually, physically, spiritually, mentally, why does my credit score matter?
Are we really gonna have this conversation right now?
Absolutely.
Look.
Put Johnny Comet back up there.
No, because you know why? You know why? Because I can't carry.
You can't answer.
No, disconnect.
Right.
I'm gonna answer it. I'm going to answer it because the man is supposed to lead, right?
Okay.
Right or wrong? Right or
Okay.
wrong?
Okay, I give it to you.
Okay, the man is supposed to lead. Now, I don't have a problem being that, okay, I got that credit score that's up here, and I don't mind helping you. But if you're not going to do anything to help yourself,
Then what do you want me for?
and I don't, it's because I did. That's it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Tell us how you really feel.
That's
Right.
right. Oh, man, Phyllis is no credit, no ass. Pretty much, dog. I mean, but I'm not even gonna, I'll get stoned if I say that. So I can't say that. They've been
Look.
riding me all day, man. I can't.
Look. Hey,
because-
put out there.
because
Put
of you,
put out to the people. This one right here. Look. Am I pointing to myself? Wait, I can't see my hand. I got that 800 plus credit score.
But what does it matter? So now you put that out there, you're gonna get a dude that's gonna
Oh,
use
they coming
every
for
bit
you
of it.
now.
Yeah, you're gonna get a
no.
dude that use every bit of it. I don't
No,
tell
I
nobody
need
about credit.
I need somebody that's gonna be equally yoked. Equally yoked.
Equally yoked.
You-
But so is your credit
Because-
equally? Is that part of that?
Because you know what? I'm tired of taking care of bums, okay? Look,
So
Dick
you telling
don't
me?
put no
You telling me?
look, Dick don't
So what is a bum? Okay, classify a bum.
Dick Dick don't
What
put
is-
no cheeseburgers on the table, okay?
What is a bum? Hey, Rivio, I'm gonna get to your question. That's a good question, Rivio. Hey, so what is a bum?
A man a man or a woman,
Okay, 'cause
Man
you about
or woman.
to catch it. You about to catch it. Go ahead.
but a man or woman that wants to rely on another individual for resources because they don't have their shit together.
Okay, very well stated. Very well
Thank
stated.
you.
I give you that.
Thank you.
I give you that. Now,
Thank you.
you said you're tired of taking care of bums, so you don't.
Oh, I'm not taking care of no more bums. I got
Right,
I
so
got look
You didn't know this man was a bum ahead of time? Early in it? You didn't know that?
look, I try to give the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
She told you why she dealt with him. We already know.
You're
But look,
right, and
but
that's why
look.
so many people are where they at, bro. Don't nobody.
Look, look.
That's why.
Look, that didn't put no cheeseburgers on the table, okay? But no, I got a little person right now that I gotta take care of, and he thinks I'm like this rich best friend, but he's my son. So it's like
Okay.
I can't have anybody else come in and mooch. I can't do that anymore. I'm done. Okay, character comes before his credit. Girl, look,
Absolutely.
character does come, but what's that credit score looking like?
Why?
Because
Why?
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 Why? Because you know what? When it comes down to it, and it's time to go get a house,
Okay.
and we can't qualify because your credit's messed up.
Okay.
My credit's not messed up.
Okay.
Your credit's messed up. So if we
How's
can't
that?
do this together,
Okay. Okay. I give you that. So I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
slide with. I'm gonna let you slide with that one with the house one. You brought a good one to point up. Okay. You
Yeah.
okay, but you still ain't gaining on water with me. But you okay? I give you that one with the house thing.
look.
I give you, but I still.
Jackson,
So
we're
listen.
gonna talk later.
We about to get off here all together, man. This is all of that sounds like broke people problems. Either we have burgers or we don't. Hey, look, I appreciate you, little Miss Deputy. I appreciate you joining us tonight. A beautiful conversation.
Thank you. Thanks for having me in.
Appreciate all of you all as well. As always, we're gonna be back. I don't know when we're gonna be back. Maybe back tomorrow, maybe not. I don't know. Keep checking my Facebook. I'll let you guys know.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.